How's your July going so far? Are you finding yourself experiencing energetic exhaustion? I know I am. If you're feeling exhausted, this is the video for you. Hi there, beautiful souls. I'm Michelle Duquet. Welcome to my channel, Soulful and Unplugged. This is a channel about the spiritual awakening journey where I show you how to live a more joyful life by helping you navigate your difficult human journey through your soul's perspective. Grab your cup of java. Let's just have a nice little cozy chat under the rain. Oh my God, my hair is so freaking long. Today, I'm getting a haircut. Yes! Here are some of the reasons why you may be experiencing that and what to do about it. Here's something that can be exhausting. We are in our homes, we've been in our homes in a little cocoon, and when we go outside, it's an overwhelm of energy and stimuli. You know, in my home, it's nice and quiet. Those of us who have the privilege of having a harmonious home, in our homes, it's quiet, it's calm, and then we go outside and we have to wear a mask. We have to be cautious of how far we are from other people. Other people have all kinds of emotions that they're going through, and we are overwhelmed with loudness when our lives have become pretty calm and quiet. That's exhausting. And this one is for empaths. It is empathically overwhelming. The energies that are out there, the people that are going out there and going about their lives, even driving very aggressively, I find, trying to get what they need to get done in as fast a time as they can, but everything takes so much more time. Their emotions are not being censored. They're blasting all the time. And as an empath, it's an overwhelm, absolute overwhelm. No matter how much you protect yourself before you go outside, you cannot deny how exhausting it is to try and not absorb all of these energies that are happening. It's really overwhelming and, of course, exhausting. So here's something maybe not all of you can relate to or all of you believe in, and that's okay. But energetically, we are in fear or in anger, or a lot of, shadow stuff is coming up because we're exhausted and because we don't have the ability to censor what's going on like we did before this period. What's happening is our auric field is becoming more vulnerable to what's called negative attachments. So a lot of people that you are going to be coming into contact with have absorbed a lot of negative attachments, these negative entities that attach themselves and feed off our energy. And if we are in a vulnerable state, they will attach themselves to us. So it's really, really important that we surround ourselves with white light before we go outside, that we meditate in the morning and really get to a beautiful place where we feel protected and we feel safe before we go outside. And also do a protective circle around your house so that when you come back into your house, those negative entities and negative attachments cannot cross the threshold. What I do is I imagine a pyramid of diamond-like energy that surrounds the entire house, and I really seal it with my mind, with my intention, so that I know whenever I cross the threshold into my house, the entities cannot cross that threshold. So if you are empathic, if you do have a sense that these negative entities exist, or even if, just in case you want to do this, try it. You just do it with your mind and with your intention, and it does work beautifully. I've noticed a big difference since I started doing that years ago. Another reason why we may be feeling exhausted is that the reality of the situation is really setting in. It's long term. We thought by now we'd have our life back and everything would be back to normal, and it's not. A friend of mine was telling me that she went to a terrace and had a beer with a friend, but in order to be able to sit on the terrace in the bar or the restaurant, they had to give their phone numbers in case someone would be positive. And that's a little jarring. You go have a beer in a restaurant and you have to give your phone number. That adds to the setting in of this new reality. Because we've been soldiering on, doing what we need to do, going at it, and now the reality that it's long term is setting in. All of that motivation to keep going is just fading a little bit. and we are feeling our tiredness more because our reserve to fight against it is waning. And that's normal. That's absolutely normal. And the other reason why you might be feeling exhausted is that our bodies are adjusting to the new ascension energies. What does that mean? There are all these new energies happening at the energetic level. Everything happens at the energetic level before it happens at the physical level. And inside of our bodies, 99.999% of all of our atoms, of a single atom to all the atoms in our bodies, are energy. These energies are vibrating at a certain frequency. These ascension energies are influencing and affecting these energies. It's happening at the energetic level first, and our bodies are having to adapt to them in a very fast pace, much faster than we're used to. So physically, we are going to feel tired. It's a thing. I know I keep saying that. Everything's energy, and energy's a thing, and it's a thing, but it is. So really take care of yourself. In this next section, I'll talk about how to take care of yourself through this period, because it's going to be intense for the next, 6 months probably. It's not, ending anytime soon, but on the large scheme of things, in the universal view of it, it's just a blip in time. But we gotta handle it as it comes. So here's how. Okay, one of the ways is to cut out social media. I know it's going to be very hard. Your iPhone and your computer, and if you're a YouTube creator, content creator, you have a lot of replies and you're involved and connected to your subscribers. But there is a way to do it that is not a constant reactivation of having to look and having to check. If you can find a way to cut it down, just cut it down. Like don't go without it. Just cut it down a little bit to times where you have a little bit more energy. Then that will not suck your energy, the constant checking. It's that constant scrolling and checking and comparing, and then perhaps absorbing what other people are going through if they're sharing that they're anxious or fearful. So that's one way. Really, I have found it incredibly helpful to just cut that down, to a level that's comfortable for you. And I'm not saying cut it all out completely. No, I don't think that's realistic. But, you can cut it down a little bit. If you find yourself scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, stop. Take a break. Go for a walk. Meditate. Take a nap. Grab a cup of coffee. Well, not coffee, that would maybe. Coffee, stimulating, gets you out of exhaustion. Maybe, excuse me. I sure love my coffee. People are always surprised when they find out I drink coffee. Like I'm, such a health nut. But I'm like, I tried going 2 years without coffee, and it's not the same. I love my coffee. Okay. So a really good reminder at this time is to practice self-love and self-compassion. So that just means if you catch yourself with a lot of shoulds, should do this, should do that, forget it. Let that go. Forget about all the shoulds, what you think you should be doing, or how much you think you should accomplish. These are different times. These are new times. So the really important part of all of this is to really find within yourself that place of self-love and self-compassion, whatever that means for you. For me, it means maybe my house isn't as clean as I like it to be. I let that go. Maybe it means that I don't watch all the videos I want to watch from my subscriber friends and content creators. I can tell myself I should, but in the end, it's about finding these moments of rest and calm. So while we're on the theme of self-love and self-compassion, it's also time to practice love and compassion for others. Just remember that absolutely everyone is as exhausted as you. So that means our fuse are shorter. Our tempers will flare much easier. People's patience is waning. If you can try and put yourself in someone else's shoes, that someone who's just bitten your head off. Okay, first tell them, please stop, don't talk to me that way, in a calm way. But then understand that they are in the same situation as you are, and perhaps they are not mindful, they are not in self-awareness. Perhaps they are just awakening for the very first time. They have not had those years of practice that you've had in the awakening process. So it's actually really helpful if you take a breath and a moment and just understand that they are under their own pressures and their own stresses, and you don't know what those are. So it's really a good practice. Love and compassion for others, and love and compassion for yourself. And another way to help yourself through this period and through this exhaustion is something that I found extremely helpful. When I find myself feeling overwhelmed and exhausted, I remember to practice gratitude. I look around my house, my dog, I think of my friends, my family, my health, and I focus on what I'm grateful for. It seems like a broken record. Yes, everybody knows about the power of gratitude, but in this case, it's really just shifting that feeling of frustration and tiredness and just, I can't do this anymore, and focus on the beauty, what you are fortunate to have in your life, rather than those things that have been taken away from you and that are exhausting you. That will go a long way in the present moment. Okay, while we're talking about the present moment, I love this One Day at a Time. It's a beautiful poem called Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow. The author is unknown, but I will leave the full text in the descriptions below. I'm going to read the part that I find really inspiring. It says, any man or woman can fight the battles of just one day. It is only when you and I add the burdens of those two awful eternities, yesterday and tomorrow, that we break down. It is not the experience of today that drives men or women mad. It is the remorse or bitterness for something which happened yesterday, and the dread of what tomorrow may bring. So I leave you with that. Try living one day at a time, and then throughout the day, sometimes it's just one moment at a time. I do belong to a 12-step program. It's no secret that I'm an addict and have been living a clean life for almost 30 years now, and that's how I did it, one day at a time. It does work. It's an incredibly powerful way to deal with life. Try not to think about all of the days that you've been in this situation and all of the terrifying things that you can think of that may happen in the future. Just focus on today and do what you need to do for today. Do the best you can, and together we can thrive. Sending you lots and lots of love. You are in my heart. Oops. Okay. You're in my heart. Love you guys. Have a great week. Bye for now.